Thank you for the invite, and I want to continue to reiterate our continued commitment. We worked with EABC over a number of years, been part of the summits arrangements that you have made. We have been a knowledge partner at EABC. We share a lot of resources, mostly from a tax perspective. As a firm, we've also taken time to develop put together documents doing business within Eastern Africa. I believe this is one document, if shared with all members, will be very useful in just unlocking the uncertainty that one will be looking at in doing business across borders. If you look at the setup of RSM, we exist to instill confidence in a world of change. Some of the key words that have come through in the conference has been around being brave, has been around commitment, certainty or predictability. We believe that as a firm, we are better placed to really help firms looking to trade across border to have the certainty, as well as investors who are moving into markets that may be uncertain. We are a network of firms that are present in 120 countries. I believe we exhibit a lot of what one will be looking at in terms of what would mirror regionalism or working across border. We believe that if we are to grow as a region, one way would be to have very strong companies that start as local and become multinationals and have presence, and it's only through that there'll be a bit of scalability in the businesses. So though they may not physically move goods, establishing a presence across border and being able to leverage on the skills that they have from one country to another will ensure that their companies grow, but at the same time the region will grow in terms of trade. I believe EABC is critical as a business council, looking through the history and also from the words shared by the founding chairman. It was necessary to have an organization that really brings together all the BMOs and lobbies at the very highest level to ensure that trade is facilitated across the region. As we look to grow and integrate within Africa, the building blocks really would be, the various trade organizations, the various economic blocks being very strong, and hence from an integration within the continent, that would not be very difficult. We come together and really the mantra in terms of being a regional body and creating the regionalism that we aspire to do. The vision carrier really, in my view, would be EABC. When you look at the fact that we are also an investment summit, there's an opportunity for EABC not only to bring together BMOs who are representing the various organizations that constitute their membership, but also to bring the captains of industries, the investors who will be looking for that good opportunity. There was one of the comments from one of your supporters as a banker. Very clearly what came out was the liquidity is there. We normally say capital would be one of the missing pieces in a successful investor. But if capital is there, if the market is there, because that's the other thought that came through very clearly, that the market is there within Africa and within the region. We are talking about expanding membership by country, and we are talking about people accepting really what is a locally produced product, which enhances the market. Then EABC really can come together, bringing a number of pieces that will just complete the puzzle in terms of the funding, the investors, the captains of industry, as well as people really seeking that opportunity to showcase what they have to be able to grow and scale their business to a higher level. So the relevance for EABC being an organization that also works with a number of affiliate bodies is very critical in an upward communication channel in terms of what needs to be done and lobbying now at the very highest level to unlock any barriers to trade within the region. I would say, we always say, execution needs strategy for breakfast.
Correct.
They are good ideas, they are good thoughts. We need to move to the extent of the whom, the when, and hence have a very clear path with some resolutions coming out of the meeting that can be taken forward to the next level in terms of either ministerial or higher summits that will make decisions. I believe it's when we have a meeting of minds in such fora that it will be very clear to whoever is a decision maker to actually see there's concurrence across the room, and therefore they will have no choice but to take on what is suggested. As a business advisor and facilitator, we look forward to working closely with investors, with businesses looking to set across the border to create that certainty that they're looking for. And the captains of industry, from the ideas shared so far across the room, not just with the facilitators, but also across the room. East Africa is ready for business, and there are a lot of good ideas that are not only looking to be able to sell, trade within the region, but very anxious and looking to move across border outside the region, within Africa and internationally as well. So most welcome to work very closely with EABC, who will be facilitating or being the connector between yourselves and the investors within the region.
Thank you very much, Elvis, and really looking forward to a fruitful journey together towards this transformation.
Most welcome.
Asante sana.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So